Hello everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Hey guys, it's RodimusPrimal and I am live coming at you. Getting this show started. How's it going, everybody? How's it going there, Bat Kid? I can't pronounce that in Russian. How's it going there, Thor? Stop Motion, Killer Creep, Me Grimlock King, Gundam Convoy. The names are probably going to start going on and on, but I'm just going to continue to say hi for a moment or two as we get this this whole mess talked about. And I am not looking forward to talking about it because it does worry me a bit. Yeah. How's it going there, Larkin, Harris, Hyatt, Eddie's channel? If I'm missing some of your names, I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna start saying hi as everybody starts strolling on in. How's it going there, Grant Holmes? Rise RodimusPrimal. How's it going there, King Ekrib? Well, you boycott YouTube, you end up hurting me, but am I ready for Earthrise? My wallet is not. That's what I will say. How's it going there, Crimson Raptors? Weep Grana, Weep Ninibon. Okay, so we've got some people are starting to work their way in. It's a good thing. I am just, right now, just, letting everything like, letting everybody come in so I can start talking about this, because I'm going to read you guys this article, and, before I start talking some Transformers stuff, this stuff has to do a lot with what YouTube is going to be happening in 2020, and I am not looking forward to it because it's it could quite possibly end my YouTube channel. It could end pretty much all of your favorite YouTubers if they talk about anything to do with stuff that kids under 13 like. So, but it's going to really affect like, it's going to affect like people who are making like kids content, but it's also going to affect those of us who, okay, I like Transformers. I like to share Transformers with everybody. It just so happens that Transformers itself as a toy line is marketed towards kids, but I am not necessarily, marketing my videos, because when I first started the channel, I was going after the G1ers, Who Became Cyclonus was not necessarily a, was not necessarily a, a non-G1 fan, thing. So what this basically means is that like this whole thing, this whole COPPA thing could like really like hurt a lot of people. So this is the rundown on it. It says, whether you have an army of 9-year-olds, be warned, buried in the lengthy $170 million lawsuit between the FTC and YouTube. They basically figured out that it was like that kids' data privacy law, they violated the kids' privacy law. And these changes are going to affect thousands of YouTube creators who are completely unaware of the vast majority of advertisement revenue that could disappear in less than 10 weeks. So we're talking like January 1st. The law actually came into effect in 1998. And basically what it was is like, okay, well, no cookies and stuff like that could like actually like track people who are under 13. The whole idea behind this law, this whole 1998 COPPA law, was that like, if you're under the age of 13, you're technically not supposed to be like signing up for stuff. YouTube, you're not supposed to have an account if you're under the age of 13, right? So YouTube is like, well, we can't like sit there and say that we know that the person is definitely under the age of 13, but like, and so basically the way that they look at it is like the FTC is looking at it like this. The FTC is going, all right, you as a mom or a dad, and you hand your cell phone to your kid, and your kid watches a YouTube video. Now, the parent are not responsible. The people who make the videos that the kid wants to watch is responsible. That's how the FTC is currently looking at this. And so basically, it's saying here that the in order to prevent in order to prevent people from giving out their names, addresses, phone numbers for kids who are under the age of 13, to protect them from like child predators and stuff like that. For 6 years, this amendment was never enforced against the YouTube creators. However, as part of the aforementioned settlement with YouTube, the FTC has stated that they intend to start enforcing the regulations on creators individually. In other words, me. Because I make a video that's about Transformers, and kids like Transformers, even though adults love Transformers too, this means that it's my fault because I made a Transformers video. And the gamers people are going to, the gamers channels are going to get affected. People who talk about Star Wars, people who talk about anything that kids like. You get an adult like who makes a video because he's a big Power Rangers fan. Power Rangers fans are going to get affected. Barbie fans are going to get affected, because they talk about something that they enjoy. My Little Pony fans are going to get affected. Everyone is. And it says that in practice, it means as of January 1st, 2020, all content creators will have to designate whether or not their videos is directed to children by checking a box in the upload process. So, but here's the thing. If you read, if you read this thing, what is kids directed? Well, it's not just things like Baby Shark or like the Ryan's World video. Like, it's not just that stuff. Like, that stuff we know is definitely directed towards kids. But here's the thing about this. 13-year-olds, 10-year-olds who are on YouTube, they're on YouTube because their parents allow them. So their parents are giving them the consent, and it's not through the parents, who are giving the kids information online. But according to the FTC, they are. Because what it is, it's targeted advertisement. And that's how YouTubers make money, is YouTubers release a video, and then you watch it, whatever content you like, and it individualizes the advertisements that you see based upon the videos that you like, the things that you like. Google is basically tracking you to figure out how the companies are going to advertise to you. Well, the FTC thinks, well, this is going to protect kids. Well, it's not really protecting kids. I can't see if you say to YouTube that you're over the age of 13 and you're not. I can't see that. I can't see where you live. I don't know. I don't have your address. I don't have that stuff. And here's the thing. 90% up, like between 60 and 90% of YouTube ad revenue that the ad revenue comes from is from targeted ads. Does this mean that YouTube can't allow EA to post vids? No, it has nothing to do with that. It's more so like this. It's like it has to do here with, according to these things here. People can post whatever video they want. People can post whatever videos they want. But here's the thing. If you click off that it's kid directed, and kid directed means by what is the subject matter of the video that you make, the visual content. So, you know, is the videos of animated characters or child-oriented activities and incentives. So by me showing cartoon clips of a cartoon from the 1980s means that it's kid directed. And those of you who are asking about whether about foreign content creators, here's the thing. Google is a US company and they have to follow under US laws. So you might be a content creator in Europe, you might be a content creator in Australia or Africa or anything else like that. It basically means that you have to fall under what the FTC says, because the FTC is the Federal Trade Commission for the United States, and the United States makes the law for for this. Now, here's the thing. It doesn't matter what country, Africa, wherever. I'm just throwing whatever, countries. I don't know where everybody is. So you have to basically follow through with, they have to follow through with what the law says. And if they were under the EU, they would be completely, the laws would be completely different. Like, you wouldn't, if this was the EU, like if Google was based, in the EU, we wouldn't have YouTube as a platform. I'll be honest with you, because in the EU, like, there is no freedom of speech. There are people in Britain who get sued because they do something funny or stupid and it breaks the law in that country, in the UK or whatever, and they get brought into court and have their everything banned on them. But YouTube will turn around and say, well, their content can still remain up because here in the US they have what's called freedom of speech. The United States has freedom of speech. The problem is that there is a law in the books that's supposed to protect 13-year-old kids, but this is not protecting 13-year-old kids. And here's the funny thing. My wife brought this up when we talked about this, about personalized marketing and personalized ads. My wife said to me, she goes, I would rather my kid watch a nursery rhyme video and there be a My Little Pony advertisement before that video than, let's say, a Cialis or a dialysis or a ED video, as an advertisement, because it's a general advertisement before, I really hope that, like in other words, it does, like, in other words, because kids' videos can't have personalized ads, then that means that the ads that are going to show before it might be adult orientated. So when you watch TV, right, and you're watching something like you're watching like Law and Order or Castle or one of those primetime TV shows that your kids are not supposed to be watching with you, right? You're like, those are kind of the shows that, like, those drama shows that they have a little bit of like 14-year-old and above language. So they allow now on TV to have the B word and stuff like that, right? Well, those commercials, right? Those commercials, are specific to the demographic of the people who are watching those videos, watching those TV shows. But if my kids are watching, Disney Junior and they're watching, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, or if they're watching, Muppet Babies or something like that, there is going to be Disney commercials, there's going to be toy commercials, there's going to be all of that stuff with those TV shows. So what you're saying is that like, now, because you can't have personalized ads, you're saying that now my kid, if they watch a Mickey Mouse cartoon or a Minecraft Let's Play or a, one of my videos, they're going to end up seeing commercials for you know, they're going to start seeing commercials for, you know, like the ED stuff, the adult stuff. And you're like, you gotta scratch your head and you're gonna go, this is not protecting kids. This is actually subjecting them to something that they should not see. Because you're forcing personalized ads to be wiped away in favor of general ads. And the general ads now might not necessarily be, you know, kid friendly. You know what I'm saying? Like something that your kid can't see. And that's something that I don't necessarily agree with. I don't agree with it because it affects people like me, because it means that like me creating content becomes a harder thing now because I have to worry about my wife and my kids. I decided about a little over a year ago, about a year and a half ago, that I wanted to do YouTube full time. And I stepped into this. You know, I was already doing, my videos count was going up. And I know I'm, you know, talking about myself here, but like this is affecting everybody. But now this is coming to a point where, okay, well now this is affecting me. This is affecting my kids. This is affecting other YouTubers, not just me. Other Transformers content creators, Diamond Bolt, Cam and Cam, you know, TF fan page, you know, Larkin's Lair. I mean, heck, even Leo Convoy, you know, 85. I know you only talk about like a lot, you know, Thundercats, but you talk about cartoons, and that is a cartoon, and therefore, according to the FTC, it's directed towards kids, even though, you know, yeah, Random Black Gamer, any of them, and gamers. I mean, let's be real. How many people can really say that the Angry Video Game Nerd is for kids? He's not. You know, the Angry Video Game Nerd makes swear-heavy videos, but he's talking about video games, and by talking about video games, he's going to get affected. You know? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, and it's not like Hasbro has money to thanks the channel. And yeah, I mean, and it's not necessarily like the toy companies probably want people like me on YouTube. You know? They want people like me on YouTube. It's the FTC that, and let's go back in time for a second here. How many people here remember when that weasel from that wannabe journalist was saying that YouTube is a hate-infested this and blah, 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 blah. And he basically caused that first ad apocalypse. That scumbag, that worthless scumbag, went and hit everybody hard on YouTube. Everybody. Everybody's ad revenue went down considerably because of it. And he because of that scumbag set things in motion for things like this. Because people have been trying to take down YouTubers ever since. Yeah, we're talking about Vox. That's right. We're talking about Vox. That scumbag. Worthless scum. That's what he is. And I mean it. And I mean it. And I'm not mincing words with him. I'm not mincing words with that scumbag. Because let me tell you something. I have 2 kids. And he wants to take food off of my kid's table. And scumbags like this, like the people who went out and went out like this. Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, and I'm just and it fires me up in such a way. And you know, here's the thing: like, why personalized marketing makes up so much of the content creators' revenue is because you watch if you're, let's say, okay, you're 20 years old, and you come out, you create a Google account and you start watching YouTube videos, and you happen to like Transformers. You grew up on like Transformers Armada, and you start watching my videos. You start watching TF Fan Page. You watch Leo Convoy's videos. You watch Diamond Bolt. You watch this person, that person, whomever, right? And so what ends up happening is that Google now starts showing you advertisements based upon that. And those advertisements pay more than basic advertisements, out there. And by taking that away, the ad revenue is going to go down. So here it even says, how drastically will creator impact be impacted? Our assessment is very drastically. We ask creators to go into Creator Studio and disable personalized ads called internet-based ads under advanced for a few days. Based on initial testing, a video not running personalized ads sees a loss in revenue between 60 and 90%. Now, here is the thing that's that about this. What you guys don't realize is what's happening with this is that when this goes into effect, if your content is deemed for kids, people who watch your videos will not get notified. If they have the bell ticked, that they want to see every single video, then they will get you won't even get notified that that person posted a video. If I post out a Transformers discussion video and they consider it for what's it called? I don't want to necessarily talk about politics. I don't want to talk about left and right and all that kind of fun stuff. I am specifically calling out the guy who went out of his way to screw everybody and set the gears in motion for everybody on YouTube. Just went to screw everybody because he went to war with, a conservative channel. I don't care about what side you're on. What I care about is the fact that it affected everybody. And so, but here's the thing about this is that now, if I post a video, you might not get notified. You already don't get notified. I posted a Transformers news video. I posted a book review, and I posted a toy review, right? Well, the thing is, not everybody here got notified of that video. Even if they have the bell ticked, they didn't get notified about the video. Now you won't get notified at all. And on top of that, comments on videos that are considered for targeted towards kids under 13 disappear. You won't be able to thumbs up or thumbs down a video if it's deemed for under kids 13. And yes, I know politics plays a part in it, but it affects everybody. Even my subbers haven't been getting notifications in your channel. Yeah. Politics does play a part, but like I said, I think it's but this affects everybody. And that's the thing. It's this absolutely affects everybody. If you want to see how far it's going, go on the Transformers official, and I'm using this as an example. If you go on YouTube and you go on on the YouTube Transformers official page, and you look, they have Transformers Cyberverse. They have the first 10 episodes, I think, on there. You can't comment on them. They are not the ones that did it. They did it on purpose because they know it's deemed towards kids. And so they've removed comments from it. Come January 1st, that has to sweep towards everybody. Now, here comes the worst part about this. Suppose I post a video, and I'm not aiming my videos towards kids. but I'm talking about kids-related content. And they say, well, no, that is towards kids. Well, and if I don't check mark off that box, right? If I don't check mark off that box, then the FTC will now come after me, individual. The guy who goes by the name of RodimusPrimal, is now they're gonna come after me, and they're gonna fine me for every video $42,000. Yeah, that's a harsh number, right? So, that's what they want to do. They want to fine me $42,000 for, if I don't get it right, if I mess up, if I don't know, if I say to you that no, I don't think my video is, for specifically aimed towards kids, right? Well, you didn't get it right, so $42,000 a video. I mean, how am I supposed to know that it's right? Because I'm talking about Transformers? Because I want to do a toy review? I mean, think about Pixel Dan. Pixel Dan, that's what he does. He does toy reviews. Dan from Toy Galaxy, that's what he does. He talks about toys and talks about the history of like some franchise or whatever. His all of our channels are going to get hit by this. MGO, all of the toy reviewers, Thu, and I'm dropping Thu because he's in England, and he gets affected by it too, and he's not even in the US. Right? Diamond Bolt gets affected, because he's talking about he likes to talk about video games, and then once in a while he still talks about Transformers. So what can content creators do? Right? Here's the thing that content creators can do. They can go to the FTC and leave a comment. Right? That's apparently what they can do. They can go on, I don't know where the link is, and maybe I might be able to get the link. But basically you go onto the FTC's website, and you guys have to basically put it like this. The statement will have to be about, you have to say like, the FTC should allow parents to decide whether their kids will use YouTube Kids or YouTube's main platform without punishing the creators when parents choose to let kids use YouTube's main site. The FTC should not expand the scope of COPPA to child attractive content as it pertains to content creators. Think about this. A content creator who makes, is playing with a toy just because kids like to watch it. The FTC should not put out an enforcement statement on how it intends to enforce COPPA against individual content creators. The FTC should provide clarity on the rules, defining what constitutes directed to children, as the definition is extremely vague in the creator context. The FTC places they need to place a longer thing to it. Yes, at least 6 months time. Not you got 2 months. They told us about this in October? This is when it happened. And then boom, January 1st is when we all get hit. And think about this. January is the worst time to get hit with something like this. Because in January, it's harder to find a job. So if content creators become out of work because of this, and they basically lose their income, some content creators, this is our livelihood. This is how we make a living. This is how we pay our bills. This is how we feed our kids. And this is how this is basically puts how many people out of work. The FTC wants to literally put how many thousands of creators out of work. And if you got to go looking for a job, in January is the worst time to go looking for a job. I don't know about you, where you live, but January is where companies are laying people off, especially the big box retailers. They've already hired for Christmas now in November, right? And they're not going to hire in January, because they're laying people off in January. So now you got the people who are on unemployment. The FTC doesn't care. Right? The FTC doesn't care if unemployment all of a sudden shoots through the roof. When you put thousands of people, I don't know how many people are, consider YouTube their full-time career. And this is where YouTubers, you're going to start seeing more and more and more YouTubers making partnership deals, paid promotions. Hey, buy such and such a razor blade. Be sure to get this FPN or whatever. Buy this book. Be sure to see my link in the description for the book below. You're going to see a lot more of that out of YouTubers. A lot more. You're going to see more channel membership stuff happening. More people are going to say, pay for my content. Support me on Patreon. Support me on with my channel memberships. All of that stuff. That's all going to have, all going to be what's going to end up happening to everybody, with every single YouTubers, And I'm going to start a toddler bot revolt. I don't know what that means. Yeah, January, February are employment dead zones here in South Carolina. Yeah, it's here in Jersey too. And I don't know if YouTube can take this impact. If how many YouTubers are basically going to stop posting videos. The ones who were at one time making money. YouTube Premium Red may go up. Yeah, maybe everybody will start pushing their content towards YouTube Premium. You want to see this stuff, you have to go over here, right? And that's the thing. I said, a year and a half ago, tried doing YouTube full time. And, this definitely has me worried. So before we open up the box, so I don't know where this is going, where this is the word, best case scenario is that they don't consider mine and many other YouTubers, they don't consider our channels to be, they don't consider it to be kid directed. Then my videos are fine and I don't get hit. Well, I'm hoping that I see an increase in traffic. But other YouTubers, I don't know what's going to happen. What about the toy reviewers? There are quite a few Transformers YouTubers, and not just Transformers ones, just regular toy reviewers. Again, Pixel Dan, Toy Dan from Toy Galaxy, Jobby the Hong, yeah, all of them. And yes, they don't direct their videos some of them swear. I don't swear in my videos. Well, because I don't swear, now I'm directed towards, but even the ones who do, they're talking about kid-related content. So, and it's not YouTube trying to kill, it's the FTC coming in and saying, well, this has to be, the way it is. This is where we have to go directly towards them and say, you guys have to go and onto the FTC site and leave a comment. And I think that there is let me see if I can actually get it. Copy. I'm going to paste this right here in the chat, and that is the actual where you can leave a comment. Now you need to leave the comment that you have to leave cannot be something like, F you, FTC, and all. Can't be none of that. They will completely not listen to you. They won't listen to you at all. They won't listen to you at all. You need to be concise. You need to be and it's the Federal Trade Commission. That's what the FTC is. It's the Federal Trade Commission. It is a federal entity. It is part of the government. And be respectful and try to tell them something along the lines of what you see here in this list right here. This is basically kind of the gist of what has to be said. And it's the only way that we can actually like get, if enough people get out there and leave these types of comments, say, hey, listen, parents, it's parents who are supposed to be responsible for their kids, not us. Not us. Just because they like to watch our videos. Sometimes the parent likes to watch the video with the kid. So, you know, this will have an impact on the toy industry too. You know it will. Basically, this means that like adults who collect toys, you know, won't have an outlet to share their love for the toys, right? Because they're not allowed. You know, how is this? Yeah, and how is this a creator's fault? Yeah, the way that the Federal Trade Commission is basically saying is it's my fault that a kid takes their parent's phone and watches my video. It's not the parent's responsibility. It's my responsibility for making content that they like to watch. And I'm talking, not just talking about me. I'm using me as an example. You know, I'm using me as an example. Like, but it's literally affecting everybody, and and if you think about it, it in a way it is the parents' fault. Now, my wife, when she's watching a video with my kids, she's making sure my daughter can't search for stuff. She can't go searching for something that's not you know, not kid friendly. My wife will make sure that the video is okay for her to watch. My wife won't let her go off and search. But, you know, or if she's using the YouTube Kids app, you know, those kind of things, you know, is a parent's responsibility to do, not the people who make the content. You know, if the content itself, you know, here, and I also think about this, it's like a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. If I make a video that is geared towards, you know, 16-year-olds, right, then it is what it is, right? Like, in other words, I can kind of push a little bit with language and stuff like that. If I swear too much, it's for over 18 and they demonetize your video. But if you're making for stuff that's for little kids, you know, then now I get screwed. So you get screwed no matter which way you look at it. Language. Yeah. I use the D word, right? But like, you know, and this is where like I'm urged to rage rising, because it's affecting my creativity. That's the other thing, because I have to worry about 2 kids, you know, my kids. I have a wife to worry about. I have a house over our head to pay. And, you know, I can go looking for another job and only post, you know, certain videos. Because again, from what my analytics tell me, you guys only want to see my Transformers discussion videos. You know? You know, you guys don't want to see my toy reviews. You guys don't want to see me do a book review for a Transformers book that I think everybody should get their hands on. You guys don't want to see any of that stuff. So, you know, I can go off and go looking for another job, you know, instead of trying to do this full time. Try to make at least 2-3 videos a week. And yes, my discussion videos are really good and I put a lot of time into it. But, you know, YouTube also doesn't like if I don't have a, if I don't post a video every, you know, at least once a week. And if it takes me 2-3 weeks to make a video because I'm putting so much work into it, then, you know, it's gonna, you know, like you guys are not gonna watch the other stuff I put out. And if YouTube looks at it like this, if you don't watch the stuff I put out besides the discussion videos, then you don't want to watch my discussion videos either. And that's how they look at it. So I'm like, what do? They penalize me if I only put a video out every 2 or 3 weeks, and then they penalize me if I put out a video every week and you watch only like one of them out of 3, you know, they'll penalize it. So it's like a balancing act. And it's the problem with being a YouTuber, you know? YouTubers are sitting there wondering, like, what do we do? You know, what do we do with, you know, with YouTube? I don't know where it's going. Doesn't mean I'm going to stop making videos. No, it does not mean I'm going to stop making. Yeah, I'm not going to stop making videos. I still intend to make Transformers discussion videos. I still would like to do toy reviews, but I see that you guys don't like my toy reviews, and I understand. You guys probably watch a lot of the other YouTubers. And I'm still going to do Transformers news videos. But, you know, from what I can tell, a lot of you guys don't like my toy reviews. So, you know, from here, like I said, where do I go? You know, I'm still going to make content. I'm still going to make videos. I'm still going to do what I do. And I'm hoping that this gets worked out. And that this doesn't screw me. And it not only screws me, but doesn't screw everybody else. And screws over the people, like the videos that my kids like to watch. That other people like to watch. You know, unless there comes another platform to post these videos on. I could post on Twitch, but you know, Twitch wants me to go live, and I don't necessarily go live very often, you know. But other people will. You know, other people are going to probably move over to Twitch or Mixer or whatever these other sites are. You know, and it's not YouTube that's hurting us, it's the FTC. And the thing is that YouTube is going completely all out because of the FTC's ruling, you know, and because they're going like, well, there was no way we could win this in court because we didn't hold the content creators responsible. They're changing their terms of service, and their terms of service go into effect in December 10th, I think. And the reason why they're doing that is because now they can basically terminate a channel that's not financially viable. If your YouTube channel doesn't make them enough money, they could in turn terminate you. You know, that is one of you have to, if you guys have not gotten the terms of service yet, which I'm sure anyone who has a YouTube account gets an email, you know, from them, and it says that, you know, we're changing our terms of service, and nobody reads the terms of service, right? I've been watching a couple of videos today about it, and I've just been growing mad because I'm going to be honest with you. I have not, like, instead of doing what I should be doing, and that's like, you know, trying to figure out my next Transformers discussion script, I'm worried about this. It's affecting my creativity, you know? Trying to figure out what discussion to cover next, something that I can get in a video in, you know, a few days, because, you know, I got to get my ad revenue up. You know, and a lot of people are in the same boat. You know, a lot of people are in the same boat. They feel like that they're, you know, and I don't know because the thing is that the terms with this are so vague. That's the real problem. That's the real issue. The terms with this whole thing is vague. They're not completely describing it. Here are the things that they said. It says, I'm going to go back to it. And it says it's the subject matter of the site or service, the video's visual content, the videos of animated characters or child-oriented activities and incentives, music or other audio content in the video, age of models featured in the video. So if I have a video with my daughter sitting on my lap, all of a sudden it's kid directed, can't have it because my daughter is in the video. Presence of child celebrities or celebrities who appeal to children in the video. So wait, So if an actor who's on a TV show shows up in my video who happens to be 5 years old, or it appeals to a kid, the language or characteristics of the website or online service, I don't know what that means, and whether advertising or promoting or appearing on a website online service is directed at children. So, and that's the thing, is that we're going to find out, we're going to find out in January where this goes. That exactly. We're going to find out where this goes in January. And just like, man, like what do you do? Well, like, what do you do? They don't even know what they're doing, right? This could affect everybody. I mean, this could even affect, here's the thing, it's not going to affect people like the big companies like Nickelodeon or Disney or any of them, because they're going to be able to post their videos up on YouTube, but they already have the advertisement revenue that they get for posting their episodes on regular broadcast TV and the commercials with that, right? And but they also collect ad revenue from posting the videos here on YouTube as well. And the thing is I don't know what other platform will allow us to make these kinds of videos without getting affected like this. But if what this is saying is true, like that the FTC is going to start enforcing it, like coming after people, then it's going to be more than just YouTube. The FTC could start coming after BitChute, can start coming after Minds, can start coming after anybody who's making content that is about kids. Because the FTC can just come after whomever they dang well please. It's just that it is what it is. And really what I think it boils down to, personally, I think it has to do with the fact that they don't want people to have a voice. But they also don't want people to be successful. Anytime that you're successful, they want to take you down. YouTube wasn't created for kids. YouTube was created as broadcast yourself. Right? So I'm giving my opinion on some movie. I'm giving my opinion, or I'm out there in nature and in life, and people are seeing me do stuff on video. Like, that's what YouTube was supposed to be about. It's just that people started posting full episodes of stuff, and then it got bought out by Google, and I'm like I said, I'm still gonna try and pump videos out. I'm still gonna try and make videos on a regular basis for you guys. I just don't know where it's gonna go. It has me worried. It has me a little tensed up and worked up, and I can only hope that people who make good content online, and here's the thing, people who make good content. My kids love Coco Melon. Coco Melon is now, like, they have, like, how many millions of viewers watching their videos. Now you're saying is that they're going to get affected by this. Big time. Yeah, because the cable companies lobbied for this. I think that's what it boils down to, is that the cable companies don't like the fact that more people are watching YouTube than their own crappy TV. So they're trying to take YouTube down. Not realizing that YouTube is made up of individuals who just, we learn how to edit videos on our own. We learn how to do all this stuff by ourselves. We learned how to, try to figure out how to do a toy review on some small table in their, in one of the bedrooms in their house.
that they converted into an office. You know, people make a business just by taking their cell phone camera and going up and, you know, going into it like a store and just recording around the store. You know, made up of real people, real regular day, everyday individuals. And it's the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission. It's, I don't know. I don't know where they got this whole idea of these things. So, and it's the corporate media. Yeah, definitely the corporate media. So, Leo Convoy said he's going to get a template response to be able to send to the FTC, something that we can all send to them. So, hope this will get boycotted for this type of crap. Here's the thing, though. You boycott it, then what? You don't watch my, you don't watch my content? You know? I mean, here's the thing. I've made the plea for other YouTubers. You know, and I've also talked about myself. I also talked about the fact that, yes, this does Raging Nation as well, of course. You know, Raging Nation, you know, I know on, like, he has a regular day job. I know he does a he actually you know, does video editing on the side, you know, and that's how he makes his regular living. So his, like, Raging Nation videos are really, like, kind of like, you know, added on top of that. So we start websites. That's the other thing. You know, we can start. A lot of people. Here's what I won't be surprised of. A lot of these kids creators, and even people like myself, you're probably going to start seeing things like, you know, I don't know if there already is, but, like, let's say a cocomelon.com. Or a toy, next thing you know, you're going to see toygalaxy.com. You're going to see RodimusPrimalShow.com. Or, you know, going to see TFFanpage101.com. Like, you're going to see a lot of that stuff. You know, RagingNation.com, if there isn't already. You know, that kind of stuff, you're going to see a lot of websites. And they're going to have the, you know, they're going to have the, what's it called? You know, YouTube videos are going to be embedded in their pages. That's basically what's going to happen. You know, we know that that's how it's going to work. If you're just tuning in and trying to figure out what I'm talking about, basically it's this: is a YouTube apocalypse coming? The FTC rules could start demonetizing creators in 2020. So basically, those of us who make videos about content that has directed towards you know, kids stuff. In other words, so, like, Transformers is marketed towards kids, but adults like it too. I'm in my 30s. I clearly love Transformers. But because I'm talking about Transformers stuff on my channel, and my videos are on YouTube are about Transformers, they might consider my content, even though I don't necessarily direct, even though I don't direct my content specifically towards kids, they might deem that it is. And therefore, you know, they might affect me. Ivan Ortega. Yeah, I heard about Ivan Ortega. He's the guy who did the fan film for like the trying to fix the problems with The Last Jedi, which really I don't think that film could have been fixed. Because that film was garbage, hot garbage, like literally killed everything Star Wars for me. Right, my videos are for all ages. Like, people at 40 years old can enjoy it because they grew up on Transformers. And people who are 15 years old who, you know, grew up on Transformers Armada could like my channel. You know, Star Wars fandom killed Star Wars for you. Yeah, all new Star Wars. I have a Patreon, and I'm trying to get set up a channel memberships on this on my YouTube channel here. And I just came back from Disney World 3 weeks ago, and I will say Galaxy's Edge was not that great. It felt so incomplete. Like there was, like, you spent how much money and you were walking through this and there's nothing here. There's one ride, and it's the Millennium Falcon. That was it. And it was all stores, nothing but stores, and all stuff that I can find better quality stuff for half the price outside of the park. Yeah, you're 40 years old. You still watch G1 Transformers. Exactly. You're in your early 20s. You grew up on the Unicron trilogy. Exactly. You know, 2007 is when the first Michael Bay film came out. Some people just became fans at that point. You know, they might have been 7 years old when that movie came out, and now they're, 19. In your 20s, and you have Transformers all over your desk. Exactly. Like, Transformers is supposed to be for everybody, but but the whole point of this is that the Federal Trade Commission doesn't see it that way. The Federal Trade Commission sees it as you're making, and I'm not just talking about Transformers. I'm talking about the other kid stuff too, the Baby Shark, and doing a toy review. So. I know I've been ranting now for almost an hour and going on about this stuff, but I think this is important. And I think that if everybody can come together with this, any way that we can help our fellow YouTube creators, that we can help people on this platform. And I'm not just talking about me, I'm not just talking about me, because they can hit me. I might have to go find myself a job. My wife will probably have to go back to work, and the two kids are going to have to get watched by the grandparents. But other people might get hit just as hard. So, and I hope to make more videos that everybody still enjoys watching. But I feel for the people who make good content that is for kids, and it shouldn't be the content creators who get affected. I can do retrospectives on characters, and I can do the discussion about, like, why did this character have this happen to them? Maybe I can make smaller content videos like that. Like, can cassette technology, be updated for the 21st century? More than just, a data disk or something. I don't know. Like I said, I can do anything I want, but it's a matter of how this is going to end up affecting me and everybody. So, I feel for the people who are on on the chat right now who have YouTube channels, and they might get affected too. If any of you guys have YouTube channels, you might get hurt too by this. One vid a week to be safe. Yeah, pretty much what I'll be probably doing, for the most part, is maybe what I'll do is I'll wait until all the Transformers news hits, like on Friday, make a video. So that at least the video is up. And then try to get a discussion video out as soon as I can finish it. As soon as I can get a good topic. But hey, let me ask you this now, because now that I've been talking about the whole Kappa thing. Let's turn the page a little bit over, you know, and let's try and make this a little bit more positive for the rest of the stream, shall we? You know, so let's change the top title for a moment to what Transformers discussion should I do next? Okay, so what haven't I done yet? I know I haven't done Soundwave, right? I haven't done Soundwave. I haven't done Blaster. Can do the tie-in between G.I. Joe and Transformers. I can talk about the 35 years of Transformers, the 13 Primes. I could talk about Prowl. Sunstreaker. I've done 2 Starscream videos. I did Why Did Megatron Keep Starscream Around and Starscream have I done any videos on the humans? I've not done the humans, and I probably, like, if I do, I'll probably like focus in on like Dr. Arkeville or Spike and Buster and Sparkplug. I did Cliff Jumper already. Did Cliff Jumper. Captain Fanzone. Galvatron is one I know a lot of people really want me to do. I could talk to you guys about I actually even scripted, but I kind of took a step back on it about actually wanting to do it. Was I was thinking about doing like a Rodimus Prime /Hot Rod Part 2. You know, kind of like to talk about like why he's my favorite character, and you know, the fact that he did not really fully responsible for getting Optimus Prime killed. It was Megatron who killed Optimus Prime. You know, those kind of things. Decepticon Justice Division. I know a lot of people are big into the Decepticon Justice Division. I am not a big IDW Comics fan. So I would have to like read the entire you know, entirety of the IDW comics. I've only read like a lot of it up to a point, and then like I read bits and pieces from there. How season 3 of G1 is underrated. Yeah, definitely underrated, that's for sure. Megatronus. Well, Megatron, really, I hate the idea of Megatronus. I that's the Fallen. Like, if I'm gonna do that, that's the Fallen. You know, I don't like the idea of his name being Megatronus, and I don't like the idea behind Optimus Prime being one of the 13. I don't like that idea. I never did like that idea. Hound is one I can definitely look to cover. I didn't like what IDW did with RC, and I didn't like what IDW did with Galvatron. So, do a video between the relationship between Optimus and Megatron. That might be an interesting video. Micromasters, that might be another interesting video. Megatron was only named after Megatronus after they retconned the idea that the Fallen's name was Megatronus. I did DevCon. I already did a DevCon video. Yeah, Galvatron was a gladiator. Galvatron was Megatron. That's who Galvatron was. Galvatron was Megatron. U.S. comics versus I can talk. Maybe I can talk about like the startup of the U.K. comics. You know, maybe I can start up about the startup of the G1 cartoon. You know, why it's still revered by so many fans nowadays. Have I done a video on RC? I did a video like an overview on female Transformers, and I didn't want to dive too into it because I really don't want to get into politics. And I like the idea behind female Transformers. I just don't like what they've done with female Transformers. That makes sense. You know, I like the idea behind there being more female Transformers. I just don't like what they've like. They're kind of like their origin. Like, I don't like the IDW origin for them. Have I done a video on Thunderwing? I talked about like where was the Matrix, and I talked a lot about Thunderwing in that video. So like my video kind of like covered a lot about Thunderwing. Perceptor I've not done yet. Scorponok I've not done yet. Bulkhead. Not familiar with all they've done. Okay, so if I want to talk about like the female Transformers, the way that the thing is that Simon Furman kind of held to Bob Budiansky's original notion that female Transformers there aren't any female Transformers because there are no male Transformers, according to the comics. So like the Transformers don't reproduce with a male and a female. They're just they're just what's it called? They happen to say he, because that's like part of like the English language. So by the time of like Pretenders, Budiansky was still writing the comic, and he had the Pretenders say like there's no gender with Transformers. So, you know, there's no love, there's none of that. Like, so so when Simon Furman had to tried to create an origin for RC in the comics, he made the story Prime's Rib in the UK, which basically Optimus made a Transformer that made the appearance of a female, a human female, because RC is the only girl according to the US Marvel Comics. And it's you know, that's like was the whole idea behind the original G1 comics. Now in the cartoon it was completely different. But the IDW comics, the way that Simon Furman originally wrote RC's origin in the IDW comics was G-Axis experimented on a Transformer and introduced gender into the Transformers race by turning a Transformer into a female. And that was RC. But then they retroactively made like, well, females still existed. And so like, and then they started going into like, well, a Transformer can just turn into whatever gender they want. And it's like, okay, well, are you or are you not? Like, what are you? Like, you know, are you made a certain way, or how does it work? You know, and it doesn't really make sense because, you know, they're robots. You know, should there be an origin for it, or should there not be an origin for it? Now, I know like some people have like their political beliefs on it, but that's just like what the origin of the comics did to it. And you scratch your head and you go, it doesn't really make sense. Like, you're trying to make an origin for something that doesn't necessarily make sense. All right, I'm seeing Mirage 100 times. It's the same people who want Mirage. You guys want Mirage. I can do some research on Mirage. That's kind of why, like with the G1 cartoon, I look at the idea behind there being female Transformers is that there is a biological reason for it, but it's only implied and never expanded upon past that, and in reality it shouldn't be, because you know, I definitely want to cover the Japanese continuity in the future as well. Inferno would be another character I'd like to cover. Mirage would have been cool in Beast Machines. Yeah, he would have. Cup, yeah, definitely Cup would be. I'd like to try and see if I can cover more of the 84-85 cast a little bit more. I do interviews. I wouldn't mind doing interviews if people watched them. Like, I know that what Matt Moylan, who does Little Formers, and he's also the one of the head of publishers at Udon Comics, the guys who do the Street Fighter comics. I know he and I have, you know, talked back and forth here and there. Maybe I might be able to do an interview with him. I asked him. Bruticus, Grappler Horse. Yeah, Cup is spelled with a K. Zeta Prime. I want to see Earth Wars, possibly another toy line for Transformers, G1-6, or Earth style form. I can get Stan Bush. If Stan Bush wanted to let me interview him, sure. You know, I could. I don't know where to contact him, so. Transformers crossover media might be an interesting topic. Do the G.I. Joe, do Ghostbusters, and Genesis Evangelion. Who became Scourge? Well, that was Thundercracker. That was 100% Thundercracker. Have I heard of Robotics? I've heard of it, but I'm not a fan of it. Have I heard of TFI Creations? Yeah, I posted on his video. I've never really watched any of his stuff before. But I just happened to see the one video with him talking about that he met Optimus Prime, and I thought that was kind of cool. One versus now. It's Rod, not Rob. My name's not Rob. How do I feel about Brunt getting a robot mode? I think it's cool. Don't like Brunt. I like the idea behind him making a Brunt toy that does transform, because the original toy was just a tank that made attachments for Trypticon. So I like the idea of them expanding upon that toy. Same thing with Six Gun and Cog. Expanding upon the concept. God Jinrai. It's not Optimus Prime. That might be a good idea. Talk about the Japanese continuity. What's my opinion on Brainstorm in the 2019 continuity? No comment. Because I know it hurts a lot of people. Poor G.I. Joe. I feel bad for G.I. Joe. I would love to talk about G.I. Joe more. I need to get some time to sit down and watch G.I. Joe. Right now, what I've been doing is for something else that I'm doing research for that's not necessarily like video on YouTube creating. I've been watching Naruto and kind of marathoning that, and I'm on season 4, right when Itachi, I think his name is, Sasuke's brother, just shows up. Once you finish with Armada, you're going to watch G.I. Joe. The G.I. Joe cartoon, you need to watch the miniseries first. So you need to see the Mass Device and the Revenge of Cobra, 2 5-part miniseries, before you watch that video. Those episodes, I mean. Ever thought about doing a video where I talk about G1 all season, how people don't know how Headmasters Japan should have been season 4? I can maybe talk about that. G.I. Joe is on Tubi. Yes. G.I. Joe is on Tubi. Voltron is on Tubi. Inspector Gadget's on there. The miniseries. Yeah, the miniseries are on Tubi as well. Cobra Commander as a snake. I was once a man. When is my next Godzilla review? I need to sit down again and watch, because I watched Godzilla Raids Again. That was supposed to be my next one. And I need to go rewatch it again because I forgot it. Not that I forgot the plot. Like, I know what happens. Godzilla gets buried, nice. But I definitely need to go back and rewatch Godzilla Raids again, so I can, write out a review. So it's fresh on my mind. And my wife just entered the chat. I think Godzilla's Revenge is an underrated classic. I only watch parts of Godzilla's Revenge. Just the part of Godzilla, like, kicking the crap out of Gabra. That's the only part of Godzilla's Revenge that I watch, like, again, anymore. Anguirus is your favorite kaiju. I meant when Cobra Commander was called Snake. Oh, yeah, when he was Old Snake. You were on before, but you gave an idea and it got buried. Aw. I know what your idea is. My wife's idea is doing Punch and Counterpunch. She's been asking me to do Punch and Counterpunch for like ever. And how can the Transformers get from Oregon to the geocentric center of Africa in less than 2 hours? Is it Bud Davis, the voice of Metroplex and Dirge, has passed away? Did he pass away recently? Or it's been a while? Do I watch Johnny Flash? I've seen a few of his videos and I've laughed a lot at his videos. Do they have a teleportation device on the Ark? I don't think so. Johnny Flash is funny. Beast Wars is now on Tubi.tv as well. They just put Beast Wars on there. Beast Machines is on there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here's one for you. In Cyberverse, why can't they say Teletran 1? Not Teletron 1. Oh, they have a teleportation device. Yeah, but Optimus Prime rolls out. They say, okay, transform and roll out, and you see them leave the Ark. They have a matter duplicator. Do Duocons feel pain when they split? I don't think they do, but I should do. Sideswipe. People want to see me do Sideswipe. If I do Sideswipe, I'm probably going to do Sideswipe and Sunstreaker, because I think both of them should be covered together. Did I play Godzilla on the NES? Actually, yes, I have a Godzilla NES review on my channel. I also have a Rampage arcade. Speeding tickets. Lots of speeding tickets. More Dinobots. I want to do a focus episode on a particular, on Grimlock in particular. I did a Dinobots retrospective, but I wouldn't mind doing a Grimlock video. Like, centered just on Grimlock. Um, Naruto and Transformers crossover with Bludgeon, Drift, Nightbird, and other Transformers ninjas in the Naruto universe. And what? See Bludgeon doing the Naruto run? Don't forget Blur, Sideswipe, and Sunstreaker. Oh, of course, yeah. You know, if I have to do all of them, I gotta do there's a lot of videos. How Grimlock became a waiter. How Grimlock or how Galvatron. Why Snarl is better than Grimlock. Hello there, Absolute Zero. Now taste the lightning, Autobot fool. Ugh, it tastes terrible. My Mirage should be loved. I think Trax was happened to be like built to be able to just like fly, so Season 3 Galvatron is definitely one of my favorite Decepticons. I love his insanity. Like, you know, oh, it's good to see you again. Metroplex. Titan class Scorponok. Definitely. Why Skywarp should be loved should be in Cyberverse. Oh, thanks for the spoiler alert, Dade. I've only seen up until like Sasuke's brother just shows up. I just got to that point because I'm currently watching through Naruto. I've been told that I should stop at a certain point and then just skip over to Shippuden. How's it going there, Rainbow Blade? More videos on Omega Supreme? The question I have about Shippuden is Shippuden all canon, or is there a lot of filler in that too? Because I hear that there's like a lot of filler in Naruto. Like a lot of filler. Wasn't there an episode where Galvatron had to get his insanity fixed? Yes, it was called Web World. King Ekrib? Why Galvatron needs Prozac. Morph. Oh, that's wrong. That is so wrong. So wrong. Galvatron on Adderall. Ekyurb? Or new Soundwave or Sound Blaster, yeah. I gotta do Soundwave. Ekyurb. King Ekyurb? Gabriel is on. Okay. Well, I am going to cut this at this point. It has been fun. I've got some. It looks like a lot of you guys want to see. So let me write some of this down. Serious. So Mirage, punch, counter punch. Side swipe. Galvatron. Everybody wants Galvatron. I wrote punch, counter, punch down. Sunstreaker, definitely. Elita 1. God Ginrai. You know what I would do with God Ginrai? I would say, is this really Optimus Prime? Because he looks like Optimus Prime. Duocons, yeah. Duocons. Agent 26. Trypticon. Trypticon would actually be an interesting one for the sheer reason of his creation in the cartoon. I will not talk about that, Lone Dragon. Sorry, I won't talk about that. Again, I don't talk into politics. The only politics I talk about is things that affect my kids' livelihoods. Rare mail order. Do I ship Mirage and Moonracer? No, I've not. Lugnut. Lio Kaiser. Or I can do Star Saber. I did the true origin of the Constructicons. G1 Constructicons, anyway. Transformers crossovers. All right, so let's start narrowing this down, shall we? Where can I make a good, simple, and easy Transformers discussion next so I can talk about a bigger topic after that? So, here's my problem with Galvatron. With I want to do Soundwave. I definitely want to do Soundwave. My problem with Galvatron and Soundwave is that I would probably they cover a lot of history in the Transformers franchise. They cover a lot of history in the Transformers franchise, so it would take me a long time to get videos. It would take me a long time to get a video made of them, and I still want to. God bless me, thank you. Someone recognized that I sneezed. Someone's actually listening. Mirage is your waifu. So here's the thing, though. Mirage doesn't have a lot of history, and I wonder what could I cover about him. It's not how many videos that I need, it's a matter of me being able to come out with reasonable topics to cover more than just doing a straight retrospective. Because remember something, what do I cover when I do my Transformers discussions? I do something about a character that kind of is a quirk, something that is either messed up continuity wise or is what's the proper origin for them, or their technology about that character. Did the character die during this particular storyline? Those kind of things are things when it comes down to it. So Trypticon is probably one that I could cover, especially considering that Trypticon is I talked about the Insecticons in my last video. No more FTC stuff. Yeah. I only talked about it because I needed to get it off my chest. Can I help the fan-made dubs of the Headmaster series? Roller would be great. Did he die with... That's a good one too, Melvor. That's a really good idea. Speaking of which, Melvor, let me ask you this question while I got you on. How's the movie coming along? How is the movie coming along? Because I'm getting notifications right now that you guys are filming. And I would not mind making a cameo. You got Stan... What? No way. Guys, if you don't know who Melvor is, if you guys are fans of the Game Chasers, definitely follow them because they got a movie coming along that's being filmed right now. Dinobots are Dinobots, D-I-N. Definitely D-I-N. How about Skids? You got the touch, Melvor. There's only 5 to 8 fan-made dubs for the Headmaster series. They stopped them. Yeah, I heard about that. You auditioned for Hot Rod once? I definitely know I don't have Hot Rod's voice. You know, Mirage sounds to be on my short list. Godgen Rise seems to be another one. And Velocitron Speedsters, huh? I definitely want to do Soundwave's cassettes. Should Mirage have an Italian accent? I would say no. If I do that, I mean, the thing about that, and that's more about the different planets in Cybertron. So Megatron, I already talked about Megatron and his proper alt mode, and that is the gun. Grand Galvatron. Mortal Kombat. I like the original voice of Mirage myself personally. Cover Mirage, Sunstreaker, video history on how to buy Transformers. I don't know about that. I don't think that would be an interesting... I don't think that would be a video that people would want to see. That's really what it comes down to, is like, do people want to see it? You know? Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I heard about that with Acid Storm, and I don't necessarily want to cover that because I don't cover politics. Do a vid on you? I have no idea who you are. Originally Diaclone Waruda Batas. Yep, the evil alien piloted mechs in different colors. Transformers subspecies. I kind of did with the Quintessons. All right, here's what I'm thinking about doing in a soon. I'm thinking about some of my previous videos that need some TLC, redoing some of them. Like my Primus and the Quintessons and my female Transformers videos. Those are two that I've never been happy about the how they turned out. And I wouldn't mind redoing those two. If people were interested in seeing me redo them. Because I know not as many people have watched them recently. So the Megatron's Rampage creepypasta? What? Big O. I haven't seen Big O in like forever. Please, oh yeah. If we redid the female Transformers video, my wife would would hate me because she did the recording for part of it. So yeah. Galvatron versus Overlord. Do one of the fast talking Blur. Should Transformers superpowers from Mirage. It took forever. Well, recording takes a while. Is it possible for Transformers to be cannibalistic? Go watch the my Insecticons video. You sent me 2 tweets. I'll look at it when I get done with the stream. Tarantulas is a cannibal. Technically, kind of, yeah. What do I call or Mega Empress? Redo them and put an updated thumbnail. That's an idea. Gorilla with flames. RodimusPrimal is. I was thinking more of a Griffin. Like a Griffin would be a RodimusPrimal alt mode. Either a Griffin or a Phoenix. Or I've actually seen a Tigerhawk repainted as RodimusPrimal. With like a Rodimus head, like. Because it legitimately was like RodimusPrimal. Either a Phoenix or a Griffin. Skylinks is another one I can talk about, but Mirage, God Ginrai. Yeah, definitely a Phoenix, right? If they made a legitimate Rodimus yeah, a Skylink Space Dragon, yeah. You know what would be funny? Skylinks as what was the dragon's name in Neverending Story? Can't remember. Anyone remember the Neverending Story? Not Atreyu. Falcor. That's it. Falcor. Yeah, I can picture Skylinks like that's Falcor. I knew it was like on the tip of my tongue too. It was like I know the name, not Atreyu. I haven't seen Neverending Story in forever, but Skylinks versus Predaking and why Predaking shouldn't have lost to Skylinks' tail. That's not that I don't know Falcor, I just forgot the name. Jeez. It's a I'm reaching my tired point. I've been on this stream for over an hour and 40 minutes, like almost an hour. Oh yeah, over an hour and a half. Slag versus Slug. Falkor was the dragon in Neverending Story. He was voiced by Alan Oppenheimer. A video on gold plastic syndrome. How are Transformers made? How's it going there, Optimus? Omega Maximus. How's it going there, everybody? So I got some ideas written down. Never-Ending Story was a movie. Well, it was actually a series of books, and they made the first one into a movie. They made a second one, and unfortunately, a third one. Rust Plague. All right, so I'm going to end the stream from this point. It has been fun talking to everybody here. I'm so thoroughly exhausted, but it helped me get some ideas out because, you know, I this is where I need to talk to you guys more frequently. You know, talk to you guys as Transformers fans. You know, follow me on all this different social media platforms if you're not already on. You know, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram. You know, if you want to help support the channel on Patreon, you know, please, that would definitely help out. And soon I will have if you don't like the idea of Patreon, or I mean, not so much the idea of Patreon, if you don't like Patreon's site, I will have channel memberships up by the end of the week. And so that people can sign up for that. And yeah. But you guys have a good night. Till all are one, everybody.